Third period for Detroit. Vinnie Johnson running in. There setting a screen. Harris on a switch. Vinnie Johnson.
When you think about greatest six men in NBA history, names like Manu Ginobili, Lou Williams, and Jamal Crawford probably come to mind. There's one player whose nickname literally defined what it meant to come off the bench and instantly change the temperature of a game. Vinnie the Microwave Johnson. Let's talk about six men. Not starting five, not the stars, the sixth man. The guy who comes in after, the substitute, the backup, the B squad. Except when that B squad drops 15 points in 9 minutes and suddenly the other team is calling timeout like, what the beep just happened? A six man is like a Pontiac Fiero. Stay with me. You're driving your normal, sensible, boring sedan. That's your starting five. Everything's fine. Everything's predictable. Everything's adequate. Then suddenly you're in a mid-engine, plastic-body, cocaine-fueled bad decision from 1984. And you're like, why is this so fun? Why does this exist? That's a six man. And that's Vinnie Johnson. Vinnie Johnson was born September 1st, 1956 in Brooklyn, New York. The borough that produced Bernard King, Stephon Marbury, and the phrase, "Bro, I'm walking here." He goes to McLean Community College. McLean Community College. You know what's in McLean? Waco, Texas. You know what's in Waco? The exact opposite of Brooklyn. Now imagine being from Brooklyn and ending up in Waco. That's like being in Portland and ending up in, well, anywhere. That doesn't even have 17 artistical coffee shops per block. But here's the thing. Johnson dominates. 30 points per game. 30. At a junior college. He's out there playing against kids who think they might play D1 ball somewhere. And here he's dropping 30 points on their head like it's a scrimmage. Then he goes to Baylor, scores 21.7 points per game as a senior, gets drafted 7th overall by the Seattle Supersonics in 1979, and dies. Not literally, but career-wise, dead. Seattle doesn't play him. He's on the defending champion Supersonics, and he's watching Dennis Johnson, Gus Williams play while he's sitting on the bench thinking about McLean Community College gym, where he was God. Then Seattle trades him to Detroit for Greg Kelser, and everyone in Seattle is like, who? And everyone in Detroit is like, who? And Vinnie Johnson is like, just put me in, coach. 1981, Reagan's president, MTV launches, Betty Davis Eyes is the #1 song, and Vinnie Johnson arrives in Detroit thinking, this is my last chance. Detroit in 1981. Let's paint a picture. The auto industry is dying, the city's hemorrhaging population, the Pistons haven't made the playoffs in 4 years. Everything is the color of concrete and regret. But Johnson doesn't care. He just wants to play, and Detroit lets him play. Chuck Daly becomes coach in 1983. Daly, who looks like your uncle who sells insurance but thinks like a chess grandmaster. Daly looks at Johnson and sees potential. He sees an instant offense. He sees a weapon. So Daly tells Johnson, you're my sixth man. Come off the bench. Give me instant scoring. Heat up fast. And Johnson, who had been rotting in Seattle, says, yes, sir. Whatever you need, sir. Just let me cook, sir. Danny Ainge gives Johnson the nickname, the Microwave, after Johnson comes off the bench and scores 10 points in like 4 minutes. Danny Ainge, the whitest player in the NBA, the player whose career highlight existed near Larry Bird. That Danny Ainge creates the perfect nickname for a player, the Microwave. Not the oven, because an oven takes time to preheat. Not the toaster, because that's only good for 2 things. Not the air fryer, because it's 1985 and those don't exist yet. The microwave. Because in 1985, microwaves are technology. They're the future. You put something cold in there, press some buttons, and 90 seconds later, it's hot. No waiting, no preheating, just instant heat. And that's Vinnie Johnson, cold to scorching in 90 seconds. And everyone in the NBA fears the microwave. Not your microwave at home that you see used to heat up last night's Chinese food. Vinnie Johnson. They fear Vinnie Johnson. Because you're playing the Pistons. You're up 7 points. You're feeling good. Then Chuck Daly signals to the scores table, and here comes Vinnie Johnson, and you have approximately 45 seconds before he's launching mid-range jumpers like he's being paid per shot attempt. We need to talk about the bad boy Pistons, because context matters. This isn't Golden State running 150 possessions and launching threes like they're playing NBA Jam. This is Detroit. This is 1980s basketball. This is, we will physically assault you for 48 minutes and the refs will be like, that's basketball, baby. The starting five, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Dennis Rodman, Bill Laimbeer, and whoever the power forward is this week. Adrian Dantley, then maybe Mark Aguirre. See, Isaiah was 6'1", 180 pounds, will smile at you, then break your ankle. Dumars, the nice one, still locks you up defensively. Rodman, not yet crazy, still just rebounding and defense crazy. Laimbeer will throw elbows at your face. This is the team Vinnie Johnson plays for. This is the energy. You don't get to be a soft scorer on this team. You have to embrace the chaos. And Johnson does. He's 6'2", 200 pounds of I will take that shot from 18 feet with a hand in my face. He's built like a guy at your gym, who played college ball and will not let you forget it. He's built like the guy at your gym who, played college ball and will not let you forget it. Thick, powerful, unmovable on drives. 1987, Pistons lose to the Celtics in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Larry Bird steals the inbound pass. Heartbreak. 1988, Pistons finally make the NBA Finals. Face the Showtime Lakers. Isaiah Thomas scores 25 points in Game 6 on a sprained ankle. That looks like a grapefruit. They lose Game 7. Heartbreak. For 2 years, the Pistons are so close. Right there. Can taste it. Can feel it. But can't finish it. Then 1989 happens. The 1988-89 Pistons go 63-19. Best record in the East. They're angry. They're motivated. They're done with almost. They steamroll through the playoffs, destroy the Celtics, beat Jordan's Bulls, make the finals again. Lakers again. Except this time the Lakers are hurt. Magic's got a hamstring issue. Byron Scott's out. And the Pistons are healthy and pissed. Sweep. 4 games. Sweep the Lakers. Vinnie Johnson averages 10.7 points per game off the bench in the finals. He's the instant offense when Isaiah and Dumars rest. He's the microwave doing microwave things. Championship number 1. But here's the thing about winning 1 championship, it makes you hungry for 2. Because 1 championship is, we got lucky that year. 2 championships, that's a dynasty. The 1989-90 season, the Pistons are defending champs. Everyone wants to beat them. Every game is a war. They go 59-23, still dominate, still physical, still the bad boys. In the playoffs, they beat Indiana, then they beat New York, then they beat Michael Jordan and the Bulls again. Jordan's out here getting beaten by the Pistons and thinking, I need to lift more weights. NBA Finals, Portland Trailblazers. Clyde Drexler, Terry Porter, Buck Williams, Jerome Kersey. A good team, not the 1980s Lakers, but good. Game 5, Portland, Memorial Coliseum. This game is ugly. Both teams playing physical defense. Scores in the 80s. Every possession feels like work. 4th quarter, game tied. Clock's running down. Everyone's exhausted. Everyone's cramping. Everyone's thinking, I'm too old for this. Less than 2 minutes left. Pistons have the ball. They run offense. Shot goes up. Miss. Blazers rebound. Blazers have the ball. Chance to win. Terry Porter brings it up. Kicks it to Drexler. Drexler shoots. Miss. Pistons rebound. Timeout. 14 seconds left. 90-90. Chuck Daly draws up a play. We're going to Isaiah. Of course they're going to Isaiah. He's the star. He's the closer. He's the guy. Play starts. Isaiah gets the ball. Portland swarms him. Double team. Triple team. They're playing do not let Isaiah Thomas score defense. Clock's ticking. 6 seconds. 5. 4. Isaiah's in trouble. He can't get a shot. He could force it. He could be the hero. He could take a contested fadeaway and miss, and everyone would say, well, at least you tried. Instead, Isaiah does something crazy. He trusts his teammate. He passes to Vinnie Johnson at the free throw line. 1.4 seconds left. Clyde Drexler closes out. Johnson takes one dribble left, creates a millimeter of space, 0.7 seconds. He shoots, contested, hand in his face. Baseline, awful shot selection by normal standards, but this is the microwave. The ball leaves his hands. Time slows down. The ball rotates through the air in that perfect backspin that every shooter knows means good. It's in the air for what feels like 17 years, but is actually 0.7 seconds. Swish! Game. The Pistons bench explodes. Isaiah Thomas tackles Johnson. Dennis Rodman's on the pile. Bill Laimbeer screaming. Portland's crowd is silent. That arena went from "we're tied, let's go to overtime" to "we just lost the NBA Finals" in 0.7 seconds. The microwave just cooked the entire city of Portland. What does it take to be a six man? It means you're good enough to start, but you don't. You sacrifice. You wait. You sit on the bench watching guys play your position, knowing you could be out there, knowing that you should be out there. But you just don't complain. You don't demand trades. You don't leak stuff to the media. You just wait and stay ready. Because you know what? When your number is called, when your moment comes, you have to deliver. And most people can't handle that. Most people need the validation of starting. They need the recognition. But great six men, they find validation in winning. They find recognition in championships. Vinnie Johnson could have left Detroit. He could have gone somewhere to start. Instead, he stayed. He accepted his role. He became the microwave. And when Isaiah Thomas kicked him the ball with 0.7 seconds left in a tied NBA Finals game, he was ready. Because he'd been preparing for that moment his entire career. Johnson retires in 1992. He's 35, 2 rings, forever immortalized by one shot. And he could have done car dealership commercials. "Hey, it's me, Vinnie Johnson. Come on down to Vinnie's Auto World." Instead, he starts the Piston Group, an automotive supply company in Detroit, because of course he stays in Detroit. And he's not just slapped his name on it, he builds it. The company employs over 3,000 people, generates hundreds of millions in revenue. The microwave heats up in business too. He's the official player of "I'm going to succeed at everything." And we're 30 years past the shot. The NBA has changed. Analytics have taken over. Everyone shoots threes now. Pace and space, positionless basketball. But we still talk about Vinnie Johnson. Why? Because that shot represents something timeless. The role player becoming the hero. In an era of superstars and super teams and personal brands, Vinnie Johnson reminds us that anyone can have their moment. We don't need to be LeBron. We don't need to be on an all-star team. We don't need to have our signature shoe. We just need to be ready when the moment comes. And if you can heat up in 0.7 seconds, even better. And when you think about great six men, you think about volume scoring and coming off screens and instant offense. But when you think about clutch, when you think about the moment, when you think about 0.7 seconds to win a championship, you think about the microwave. You think about Vinnie Johnson.